And here in our area, a big supporter of the military is John Maino, a radio personality at WIXX and WNFL. He's also an author and has a new book out called ETO, European Theater of Operations. It's the third book installment he's written about local World War II veterans, and he joins us now live on Good Day, Wisconsin. And it's nice to see you, John.
Hey, Pete, how are you, buddy?
After seeing you all this high-tech stuff on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You were in Afghanistan. For how long did you stay there?
About 10 days.
Okay. And on Thanksgiving, we kicked it to you a lot because you were talking to us about Afghanistan, and we have some video to show and such. But now that you're back, what's the thing that you think about most about that trip?
How far away those guys are, and women. There are a lot more women serving in the military than people realize. It's just a long, long, long way from home. I mean, technologically, they can do so much more now than even when I was in Iraq a few years back. It's so much more, high tech, and they're all, like we were talking, they're all tech savvy. Mm-hmm. All that stuff we sent back, it's all those young soldiers that put it all together. So that was pretty cool. But as far as, what they're doing over there, people don't see the day-to-day things they might see in the national news or something, some of the things that happen. But, they still try to find a way to live almost normal lives. This was Thanksgiving morning over there, and they call it the Turkey Bowl. And this is where the helicopters land normally. But I think they were taking Thanksgiving off, too. So everybody went out and played flag football. I mean, there's a real camaraderie type of thing. I mean, they really seem to get along really well. They've got nobody to depend on except themselves. I mean, think about it. There's no other support. So it seems like they really go out of their way to really have each other's backs. Thanksgiving was really a special day over there, Pete. I was really shocked. We're not shocked, but it was just really cool to see how the officers and those are all officers and high-ranking NCOs serving the other soldiers.
Oh, really?
Those are the highest-ranking people in the camp doing the serving. So they completely switched the tables, and I think it's a really cool thing, and it's a really cool tradition in the military that I hadn't realized. But they really want to make the day-to-day soldiers feel real special on Thanksgiving. It's a real big holiday in the military when you're away from home.
Did you end up watching the Packers game then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We had a big party that night. We had over 100 people, I'm sure, and the Packers had given us all sorts of stuff to bring over, hats different things, and a lot of people walked away with gifts, and we had a really great time. In fact, I also gave away some tickets, and I said if anybody's going to be home for Christmas or New Year's, I gave away some Packer tickets. We're going to host them at the game this coming Sunday, and then on New Year's, so they're pretty excited about that.
Well, that is excellent, and let's switch gears if we can a little bit, because this is a third installment of books. ETO, it's just out, and you kind of took this upon yourself to really get the recollections of World War II veterans in the state on paper, right?
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, my little show, the Maino and Nick show that you so wonderfully contribute to, we did a Veterans Day show at the VFW one day, which we do pretty much every year. But one day afterwards, we just sat and had a cup of coffee with some of the old World War II vets. And they were just telling some of their stories. And I'm just kind of a history buff, and I just love reading about war history. And it's like, geez, this guy's story is as interesting as what I read in such and such a book. So I literally started with one guy and said, could I sit down and interview you? And I did. And it's like, wow, this is neat. And he gave me the name of another guy. That guy gave me every single one has just been word of mouth, just somebody passing on somebody else's name. And after I get done with the book, people would read it and come out and say, boy, who you should have talked to. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, okay. Yeah. So that's just what's happened, and that's why it's led to 3 books.
The book signing for ETO today, I know you've done a lot already, but at Heritage Hill, and we have some information on that. What time is that?
5:30 till 8.
All right, 5:30 till 8. There it is, Heritage Hill in Alloway. You can go see John, and he'll sign a book for you. And you can purchase a book there. You can also go to fox11online.com and click on Good Day Wisconsin for more information. But, it's interesting, and we don't have much time, but the people that you did talk to for this series of books, did you ever run into somebody who was talking about it for the very first time, really? Yeah, and a lot of
kids have said they'd never heard their parent tell those stories before. Yeah. Lots and lots of people have said that wow, he's never opened up like that before. Yeah. But I'm glad they did, and I hope it wasn't a painful for them. In some cases it was, but their grandkids now know those stories, which I think are really important just for the whole community, for the heritage of the area.
Absolutely. Well, it's nice that you sat down with them at the VFW, or that one guy originally, and it's so nice that you do so much for veterans in the military.
My pleasure.
Thanks,
for what they do for us. And this is for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks.
You got $20?
Okay, I'll get
Rachel, have anything over there? Rachel, you got something?
I looked through her wallet earlier.
Nothing?
No. Rachel, back to you.
He must like you better. He asked me for 40.